So we leave Silverstone and get into the remainder of the season with awesome speed as well. It's the Red Bull Ring in Austria for round 13 of the season. Rain is predicted, and as always, it's going to be a very dangerous but exciting race. Guaranteed to be the race of the season. So it's round 13 of the season here as well, the last race in August. Bagnaia has won the last 2 races in the Netherlands and the Great Britain as well. Quartararo winning the previous 2 as well. Multiple winners this year seem to be a factor. Can Bagnaia take his 3rd win in a row and his 5th victory of the season? Time will tell. After this race here in Austria, we go to San Marino, followed by Aragon and Japan, rounding out the races in September. On the crossover weekend between September and October, we go to Thailand as well, before Australia and Malaysia wrap out the races in the flyaways. We're back to Europe for one last race though in Valencia on the 4th to the 6th of November when the season comes to a close. Okay, everything one has been talking about the MotoGP sprint races that are going to be enforced in 2023 as well. Half distance, half points at every single weekend, starting at 3 p.m. local time. Crucially, though, on European races, that'll be 2 p.m. here in the UK. That's an hour before the normal Formula One qualifying, so we should be good there. We'll have full reaction as Meg and Burch join the commentary box as we do a slightly early talk about this dramatic news. First out, let's take a look at what happened in the highlights from qualifying. Qualifying is underway here at the Red Bull Ring. The first 15 minutes of action gets underway. Heading out into this session, though, some unusual riders due to the mixed-up weekend we've had so far. Andrea Dovizioso, along with Aleix Espargaro, Takaki Nakagami, Marco Bezzecchi, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Luca Marini, Pol Espargaro, Miguel Oliveira, Franco Morbidelli, Alex Marquez, Stefan Bradl, Darren Binder, Remy Gardner, Lorenzo Salvadori and Raul Fernandez as well, all heading out. As per usual, the top 2 will progress to the second part of qualifying. Let battle begin at the Red Bull Ring. First lap times coming through though. Marco Bezzecchi will be the first to cross the control line as well. Andrea Dovizioso just behind him, getting the signal to go. 1:30.122 for Bezzecchi. Darren Binder, 1:38.92 as well, just behind him, having a bit of a different time around. Gardner 3rd, Oliveira 4th, Fernandez 5th, Aleix Espargaro, he's 4.5 tenths up. Pol Espargaro's 2.5 tenths up. Here comes Aleix. Needs to get out of qualifying 1, needs to get into qualifying 2. Aleix Espargaro goes top with a 1:29.692. Pol Espargaro goes second, immediately replaced by Fabio Di Giannantonio, who does a 1:29.827. As Bezzecchi goes a bit side by side as well with Alex Marquez. That's Di Giannantonio going side by side there with Alex Marquez through turn 1 into 2A and 2B. The chicane before the run up to turn 3 at Remus. It's Aleix Espargaro, the championship contender, second at the moment, needed to get through. He's top of qualifying number 1. Espargaro crosses the line, goes first, and Espargaro crosses the line, goes second. Aleix leads Pol, a 1-2 as Aleix runs in a little deep at turn 1, Niki Lauda curve. So the Espargaro brothers are 1-2 in qualifying so far. 1:29.430 for Aleix, Pol, a 1:29.475. Yellow flag sets a 1-2. Someone's down at 2A and 2B. Oh, it's a multi-rider crash. It's Alex Marquez, and it is the 72 of Marco Bezzecchi. They've come together at turn 3. Looks like they were both up and walking away. In fact, I saw one of them running back. But Marco Bezzecchi and Alex Marquez have crashed at 2A and 2B. Is that going to red flag it? No, just a yellow at the moment as Morbidelli crosses the line, goes 6th. Binder goes 10th, but everyone goes to that first chicane now. It's not there. Oh, and Bezzecchi's okay. He's nicked the scooter to get back to the paddock in time. Let's take a look how it's happened then. Into the braking zone. I think Bezzecchi's going to turn in and drop the front. Yep. And Alex drops in sympathy. There's something down there for the boat to crash off that way. Luca Marini goes 3rd then. Now we see the first ones on the board. Then with 25 seconds to go, Aleix Espargaro does a 1:29.231, goes top. Miguel Oliveira is in there as well. Fabio Di Giannantonio, Takaki Nakagami, all a bit too far back as the checker flag's out soon. Who's going to top then this qualifying one session? Is it Aleix? Is it Paul? Marini fast first sector. D'Antonio Nakagami looking quick as the flag comes out. Aleix is done. Lap time has been cancelled, so a 1:29.231 is the time to beat. Oliveira will be next across the line. Let's have a look at Fabio D'Antonio as well. Oliveira goes fourth fastest. Bradle goes sixth fastest. Here's Fabio D'Antonio to kick Paul out and goes second. Nakagami got a yellow sector 1 and 2. Nakagami goes into third position as well. Gardner goes ninth. So Paul's not doing a lap time any good, so Paul won't go through. Aleix looks like he might, though. Marini's got a fast first 2 sector, but the computer's predicting him to go third. Everyone else has been through a yellow flag zone at turn 1. As Marini crosses the line, surely to go into P3 and does. 1:29.386. Franco Morbidelli might get through here. He's up in that first sector, but there's a yellow flag. And in that first turn, Morbidelli's the next one to watch. He's the only one still on a decent lap time. D'Antonio still second. Here comes Morbidelli, losing the race. 3/10 down, though. Don't think this is going to improve him. The computer predicting him to go 7th only, which is 17th on the grid. Morbidelli to the line, goes 6th across the board. It's Aleix Espargaro and Fabio D'Antonio, who are the 2 riders going through to qualifying number 2. The second part of the MotoGP qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix is underway. Another 15 minutes then of action for the riders to head out onto the circuit and for us to really see what this is going to be delivered here. Who is going to take pole position? The sprint races, they're going to come next year, but qualifying is still going to remain so important. In this session, we've got 2 additionals added in as well, with Fabio D'Antonio and Aleix Espargaro getting through. Rest of the riders, though, Johan Zarco, Maverick Vinales, Fabio Quartararo, Enea Bastianini, Brad Binder, Johan Mir, Alex Rins, Jack Miller, Francesco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin as well. We've got a little bit of weather coming in as well. Track temperature 27 degrees, air temperature 21 degrees, 64% humidity. Let's see who's going to have the front row and pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix. First lap times coming through then. Aleix Espargaro tops Q1, tops Q2. 1:29.255. Brad Binder second fastest. Alex Rins is third fastest. Johan Zarco fourth at the moment. But Jack Miller has got something to prove out here today as he approaches the line. Can Jack Miller find the time across it? It's a 1:29.164. Jack Miller goes to the top. Aleix Espargaro, though, is nearly 0.2 of a second faster at the moment. Jorge Martin looking quick as well. Aleix Espargaro goes to the top, 1:29.029, and now here comes Jorge, and there goes Jack Miller to the second on a 1:28.898. Aleix second, Bastianini third, Mir fourth, Martin is in fifth as well. Quartararo can now go fifth, 1:29.276, so he's not improving on the time either up there. Zarco sixth. So moves up, Bagnaia's in the pit lane, and Quartararo's not happy at the moment. He's really not happy. Aleix Espargaro's lap time has been cancelled due to a track limit at turn 8. So that's dropped him down to 5th position at the moment. Miller, Bastianini, Zarco are the front row with 4 minutes to go. Bagnaia looking quick across the line. Is he going to change anything? Goes top, 1:28.796 for Bagnaia. It's a Ducati 1-2 here at the Red Bull Ring. And Jorge Martin looking good as Maverick Vinales goes 9th. Martin's dropped off 3 seconds. That's a shame. Vinales jumps up into 5th position as well. And here Bastianini and Jorge Martin both look quick. Now Martin's actually dropped behind 7/100ths of a second. But Bastianini is still on. Martin's going to go 5th. Bastianini might just take the top spot here. Quartararo's find some time. He's up by 0.08 of a second as well. Let's just see if he can do it. That's the question. As the checkered flag is coming out in a few seconds' time. Who is going to be on top then? Bastianini will cross the line first. He'll be the guinea pig to take the checkered flag. The time is up. Bastianini will be the first one across the line. Computer's predicting him to go second. Has he got anything in this last sector to take away from Pepe Bagnaia? Bastianini goes pole. 128.772. Jorge Martin goes front of the second row. 128.958. Alicia Spargo is ninth. Alex Rins is 10th. But I can't see anything else. Miller goes third. 128.881. Doesn't look like Antonio improves. He stays 10th. Quartararo might just spoil the party here and get on the front row of the grid. He's 7th at the moment and only goes second row, middle of the second row as well. 129.003 for Quartararo. That disappeared. And everyone else not setting competitive lap times in this session. It's Bastianini who takes pole position. Bagnaia is second, Miller third. Martin 4th, Quartararo 5th, Zarco 6th, Viñales 7th, Mia 8th, Alicia Spargo 9th, Antonio is 10th, Rins 11th, and Darren Binder is 12th. Bastianini has pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. Hello everybody, welcome back up to the commentary box live. Megan Burch has walked in and joined us here as well. You're hearing Michael Laverty, so we'll start that again as there was a button open. I was wondering why it was so loud. You didn't put your headphones on until I pressed the mute button. Hi,
no,
Megs.
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, that's why, because your headphones aren't plugged in. Now you can. Hello,
yeah,
Megan.
I wasn't hearing anything. I was like, what?
Yeah, sorry. Hello, Megan. How are you?
Hi. And warm. It feels very warm.
It is very humid out there. Right, we've got to get on and talk about it because we're getting ready to the start of the race, as you can see. We're about 15 minutes away, but we've come on slightly early for a bit of a talk. Nice ring, by the way.
Which one?
All of them. We've got to talk. Major change to the format next year. MotoGP, a sprint race has been announced. Half the distance, half points. It's going to be around about 20 minutes in length, but it is permanent across the year. Let you to have your thoughts. Let's have a word with Natalie down on the grid.
Aleix saying Pirelli has perhaps struggled a little bit this weekend. What are they saying to you?
Yeah, you are right. This weekend is not such a good racetrack for us. He struggled a little bit in the hard braking. We found something yesterday and during the warm-up, so we opt for the race.
Good luck today.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, so Megan, let's just talk then about this sprint race. It was announced yesterday and everybody went yuck to it as well.
Not surprised. Why do we need a sprint race?
I don't know.
What is the point of just having, 15 minutes of programming?
Yes.
We could have another press conference in that time or a practice session.
It makes literally zero sense as to why we are going for it. But
we don't need a sprint race in MotoGP. We don't.
It's going to be at 3 o'clock local time every Saturday. So that's 2 o'clock here in the UK for the European races. Crucially, though, Megan, that's an hour, I think, before the start of qualifying of Formula One. So that's good news. And let's hear it from Francesco Biotti with Natalie.
I'm sure. And we know Brad is a Sunday man. Had a better Saturday this weekend. But can both Brad and Miguel get in the mix today, do you think?
Yeah, a little bit better with Brad on qualifying. Not enough, it's never enough. We were pretty happy to go through Q2 directly, but you know, it's never enough. Once you reach a step, then you want the next. So yeah, hopefully we had a good start. We have a good race pace and a bit of luck with the weather. So yeah, we'll be intense for sure.
Yeah. What is your weather app saying? Are we going to get some rain today, do you think?
Whatever it is, but we succeed.
Thanks, Francesco.
Ciao, grazie.
That weather forecast is coming in quite massively as well at the moment. Right, let's just give you a word then as well about what this sprint race is going to include. It will be a This is literally it. So, Max, if you put your headset on, we'll have a quick conversation about it all. This is the MotoGP sprint race. Every round of the 2023 calendar, we lose free practice 4. That's Fernando Alonso's there.
Fernando!
Megan's cheered up. So we've now lost free practice 4. On Friday...
He's back on holiday.
Yeah, this is the new format. Free practice 1 and 2 on Friday. will now be the only sessions combined that will give us the running order for qualifying 1 and 2. So on Saturday morning, we will have a shortened free practice 3 session. Then at lunchtime, we will have the normal qualifying format. And qualifying, the normal Q1, Q2, that sets the grid not only for the sprint race, but it also sets the grid for the main race on Sunday. So the sprint race does not affect the grid on Sunday. That's a new format. On Saturday, the races will be half distance of the main race and half points will be awarded. And Moto 2 and Moto 3 remain unchanged. So basically, Megan, we've just got an extra race on the Saturday now for around about 20 minutes of action, which isn't too bad considering it won't affect us too much now that we know it's going to be at 2 o'clock European time. But some of them I'm going to miss. Some of them you're going to miss. Some of them you're going to have to do F1 and I'm going to have to do MotoGP. We've got Formula E thrown into the mix there. It's just another mess, isn't it?
It is, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
One bit.
I think anybody does. Let us know your opinion on the sprint races that we've been having as well, and we get through. But there we go. That's what we need to take a look at. And I'd like to announce here and now that in 2023, qualifying, the sprint, and the Grand Prix will all be live here on the YouTube channel. Because we were going to do qualifying live anyway, but we now have to do the sprint race. So we will have every sprint race live and every race live, and we will also have every qualifying hopefully live. If not, there'll be delayed coverage, but we will have everything live next year. And that means, Megan, instead of me and you doing 22 MotoGP next year, we're doing 44.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, I know. Add on to that Formula One and IndyCar and everything else.
Of course, they decide to increase the amount they're doing as next year is my A-level year.
If anybody would like to replace Megan in the commentary box for some MotoGP races next year, you'll be incredibly welcome as well. I already know we're talking with Julia to see if she can do any this year as well. As the Austrian flag and the Styrian flag are flown over the circuit here now, of course, because it's both of them as well. We've got around about a few minutes to go. Let's hear the national anthem of Austria, though. What a national anthem! That was quite peppy, wasn't it, Megan? I enjoyed that.
There we go then.
Say again, Megs.
I'm on mute.
There you go. How do you think?
Thank
That
you.
was quite a good one, don't you think?
Yeah, it was.
I think Natalie's got some news for us down on the grid. Sylvan's got news about what tyres we're going to see, and it's a possible flag to flag. What, Sylvan, you got?
Well, we got a lot of changes, Susie. What it is lots of riders have opted to start it with a medium front, actually, which was discarded after yesterday's test. Some riders tested it in the warm-up and went on all right with it. But I've got so many changes on that. I'm going to have to show it to you. The red crosses is all the changes, and the blue crosses that's where we were before we entered the grid. So it's an absolute nightmare. A lot of riders have switched to the hard front. This is because they need the support, and they think the track temperature now is high enough to make that hard front work. We need that temperature, and Fabio Quartararo, notably, has switched from the medium to the hard. So watch for him in the first stages of the races where he's going to have to activate this front tyre. Pecco Bagnaia himself, he's starting with the soft front. So he's going for a little bit more feel, but a little bit less braking stability. Now, all the Ducati's riders as well have switched from the medium rear to the soft rear, and so did Nakagami as well, and Joe and me as well. So we've got a lot of mix of tyres for that race, and I just can't wait to see how it's going to unfold. The hard front, though, all the guys on the hard front will struggle in the first lap.
Thank you, Sylvan. A lot of atmosphere around the circuit as well. A lot of people going chant, 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 chant as well. So far, a little bit of a spoiler warning for you all if you haven't watched it. So, mute in 3, 2, 1. In the Moto 3 and Moto 2 race this morning, we had Japanese winners. Sasaki won after a double long lap penalty. And the last race we just had as well, it was Ayagura who took the victory with a commanding race. So absolutely looking to see what could happen there. It was only his second ever career win. You can unmute now, just to let everybody know in case they muted. I didn't want to hear the results of Moto 3 and Moto 2 as well. Rain in the air. What's the temperature now? Well, it's 21 degrees, but I think that's wrong, actually. So we're going to reset that and see if we can get a timing screen that actually shows us what it's actually like here at the Red Bull Ring right now for the weather. Yeah, okay, so air temperature is 20 degrees. Track temperature is 23 degrees. It's 58% humidity as things currently stand as well, so that gets very entertaining. Should we take a quick look, though, at the Riders' Championship coming into this race? We couldn't do it in the main show, and I think we should do it now as we've got a few minutes to go until the race start. Fabio Quartararo, he leads this World Championship on 180 points. He is 22 points clear of Aleix Espargaro as well, as they come through. Bagnaia is on 131. He's won 4 races this year. Bagnaia, Spain, Italy, Netherlands and Great Britain. 3 races won for Quartararo and Bastianini. Quartararo, Portugal, Catalonia, Germany. Bastianini was Qatar, America and France. The other 2 races on the calendar. Aleix Espargaro won in Argentina. Oliveira won in Indonesia. But look at that, though. 22 points. It's very much a 2-horse race. But Bagnaia at this point last year was 58 points back on the standings. Right now, as it stands, he's 49 points back after 12 races. So there is a huge likelihood that Pepo Bagnaia can close this World Championship down and can take in what will be a very entertaining race. And Megan, last year we saw Bagnaia go on a run, an absolute run of form. He got the points, and he only let him down by the time he got to the second San Marino. At this point last year, after 12 races coming to 13, he was 58 points down. Here so far, he's only 49 points down, so it's closer than what it was.
Last year.
Yeah, way better than last year.
Maybe he has a chance.
Could be. Anyway, it's time to find out. 28 laps around the Red Bull Ring. First of all, Megan, before we get ready to go, Red Bull Ring in Austria. Are you happy about this? Yeah, but new chicane, 2A and 2B, or not 2B.
That's the only difference.
Do we call it 2A, or do we call it 2B? Or is it not 2B? Anyway, that's a bad joke. Bastianini,
It's a good joke.
Thank you. Bastianini's on soft front, soft rear. Bagnaia, soft front, medium rear, the same as Jack Miller. It's all set then for the MotoGP Austrian Grand Prix. Sit back and relax. We're live from the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria. The weather is coming in as well. The humidity is dropping. The temperature is dropping as well. The likelihood of a pop-up shower is maximum. A flag-to-flag race could happen. Let's take a look at the starting grid for you. It is an Air Bastianini on pole position on row 1. Alongside him is Pepo Bagnaia and Jack Miller. Row 2 sees Jorge Martin, Fabio Quartararo and Johan Zarco. Row 3, Maverick Vinales, Johan Mir and Aleix Espargaro. Row 4, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Alex Rins and Brad Binder. Row 5 sees Luca Marini, Takaki Nakagami and Paul Espargaro. Row 6, Franco Morbidelli, Miguel Oliveira and Stefan Bradl. Row 7, Andrea Dovizioso, Marco Bezzecchi and Darren Binder. Row 8 of the grid sees Romy Gardner, Ralph Fernandez and Lorenzo Savadori. And on the last row of the grid, row 9, Alex Marquez starts in 25th position. Megan Burch is alongside me in the comm box. Megan, the atmosphere is tense. Red Bull Ring is always one of the most dangerous races of the year. And now we've got a chicane to try and slow everyone down the back straightaway here, which is 2A and 2B. But
Someone's already gone off.
yeah, we saw in the Moto...
On formation.
You're right. We saw in the Moto 2 and Moto 3 race there this morning that this doesn't really work that well, as there can still be crashes at the top of hill at turn 3.
Oh, there's definitely going to be crashes all about everywhere, because even on a formation lap, they can't keep it on the damn track.
Will I have to use this button at the top here?
Yes.
The red flag signal.
Yes. I made sure to clear my schedule so I was at least in here for an hour and a half.
Could be more. Look at that. 180 points. Quarter-hour leads. 158 points is Aleix Spargo. 131 Bagnaia. 118 is Bastianini. 114 is Zarco. And there's Peppo Bagnaia. He's never won at this circuit. He starts second on the grid.
I hope he wins.
He has won the last 2 races this year in the Netherlands and Great Britain. And he's won 4 this year, Spain and Italy with the other 2. He's on 131 points as well up here as we get ready to go. As they come past the KTM stand, 92,000 people are in attendance here today as well. As they go past what was the Max Verstappen stand, now it's the Red Bull KTM stand, a different form of yellow, but no flares allowed. They've been banned finally, and they've been banned from the F1 race. And who have you picked to crash out, Megan?
No, not crash out.
Oh, you're
I'm
race winner.
picking Martin.
To win.
Yes. I have faith. Also, I never picked Martin.
This Coke is warm.
I think it was only just put in the fridge.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Megan. Okay.
So warm drinks are usually better because it cools down the internal temperature.
Not for lubricating the throat, it's not.
We'll just drink it and
Strepsils.
halfway through I'll go out and get you another.
If there's a red flag, you might have to. Anyway, tensions are rising. Let's get up to camera 1.
Who's your pick?
What is going on here with the green, yellow and red? Someone's happened.
Who's your pick?
My pick a winner or pick a race win?
That's the same thing.
My pick a winner for this one. I think it's going to be close, but hang on a second. We're coming to the start of the race. Green flag at the back. Here we go then. It's the Red Bull Ring and the Austrian Grand Prix. All 5 lights are on now. We're under starters' orders. Action in Austria, and it's a demon start from Bagnaia. Jack Miller's going to get alongside down towards turn 1 as well. Who's going to launch into the first corner? It's Bagnaia leading. Bastianini second. Bagnaia goes wide, nearly touches the green.
Everyone goes wide.
Mia, Marini, everyone goes on the green. Now we're into the chicane as well for the first time in MotoGP. How do they deal with it? Already, Jack Miller going a little bit wide. Quartararo coming through. Aleix Spargo's right behind
Zarco
him.
didn't take it well.
No, and Zarco says the corner should have been named after him as well, because he's the reason that we've got a chicane after he got that big crash 2 years ago. As already, that's Brad Binder and Aleix Spargo nearly having a high side coming out of the corner.
Alex just passed both Bradl and Paul Espargaro.
Great start there as well. That's unbelievable. As Rins comes down, so it's Bagnaia leading, and someone's going down. Can't tell who it is.
Someone's down. It's Mia.
Mia's down. There it is.
Yeah.
We can see the picture coming through. Yellow flag out, sector 2. And Mia down already.
That was actually a funny crash.
Yeah.
Because it just went boop.
Yeah, the front dipped away from him, then it sort of just, he slid away, and the front tyre sort of dug in and threw him backwards
Yeah,
as
that
well.
was actually quite funny, because he didn't get hurt, so it was funny.
Yeah, Mia crashed out, Ryder is okay, but look at the 2 championship protagonists, they're battling with each other as Aleix, is that Maverick Vinales actually? It is.
Yeah.
That's Maverick Vinales, what a demon start for him, slipping up the inside of Fabio
Rins.
Quartararo.
Rins just did really badly there. He just got passed by, I think, both Espargaro and Zarco.
Lap 1 complete then, 27 laps to go. Bagnaia leads the race, Bastianini second, Miller was third. It was a demon start once again, and then it's just all pick a line. There's Aleix Spargo.
Oh, he's
getting through Luca Marini.
Oh, he's definitely got his mojo back after his last crash in that, wasn't it? A qualifying? No, it's a free practice
At
3.
Silverstone, yeah, free practice 3, a big accident, a high side at 115 miles an hour as well, was launched in the air for about 2 seconds. The calculator was out as well, so he flew a long distance.
Everyone's improving right now, and Zarco's just passed Marini. Marini's been passed by both Espargaro and Zarco, and it's not looking good for him.
No, it's really closing down, is it? Darren Binder up 8 places from where he started in this race, though, as well. So he's definitely one of the big ones to watch. As that's Bastianini going a little bit wide. Miller was coming back on him to try and find a way through. Hasn't worked out there. Yellow flag has now finally been retrieved. As this is 23 degree. Last year's race in Austria was absolutely chaotic, and again we've had another chaotic start. But Bastianini is hunting him down, but Miller is still there as well. So it's Ducati 1, 2, 3, 4. as well, because we've got the Greneshi Ducati bike second, and we've got the Pramac in fourth position, and the factory Ducatis are 1-3 at the moment, and they're beginning to get away. This is a Ducati track. We've had Ducati wins here so often, and it was always Marc Marquez getting beaten at the line. It's only been 2 occasions where Aprilia have won, and both of them have been in the... Oh, sorry, someone else has won, and both of them has been in the Styrian Grand Prix. We don't have that this year.
But Zeki just did a bunch of oranges, and then the final is a red.
Safety car was coming out in the pit lane there.
Oh, you finally got it to August.
Yes, I've changed it to August finally. That's why they Aprilia threw me. But
We're close to September.
yes, the safety car was coming out the pit lane then as well. And I don't know how that happened because it was just coming down. I think it's moving backwards from where it was at the end there. But through the chicane, 2A and 2B, that's to keep Remus still as turn number 3 as well. That's the first time I've ever seen turns 2A and 2B on a circuit before. It's because they don't want to do the rest of it any different to what the F1 layout is, you know, in terms of corner names and track names as well. But this is turn 4, Sochler's Goal, downhill. This is where Mia crashed. You can see his gravel marks still through the circuit.
We haven't got a replay of that yet.
No, we haven't, have we? Only seen that as well. Only seen him going backwards on the live TV pictures. Maverick Vinales then, who this time last year wasn't actually racing with Aprilia. He sat this race out because he got sacked by Yamaha. Now he has 2 podiums in a row, 2 third places as well, I think, as well.
And
maybe
Yamaha
second.
are kicking themselves.
Yeah, because Quartararo is down in 6th position. I said yesterday the Grid Network showed that Quartararo is going to start slipping back and Aleix is going to go forward. Aleix and Quartararo are now right together on the track. And
Martin hasn't moved.
no, he hasn't. Martin stays in 4th position, exactly where he started from as well. Look at that, the championship battle now, 23 points Quartararo has. He's only gained a single point over that of Aleix as the Ducatis are the big show here. They're like the red arrows coming up towards turn number 1 as Bagnaia coming down and there's spots of rain on the camera lens at turn 1. So now that weather that was coming in throughout the race is now right here,
Where's your
ready to
phone?
play.
I need to check the weather.
Do you know, I knew you might. I've already got your Spielberg up for you.
Thank you.
There you are. There's Spielberg, and there's the weather forecast as we come up. Maverick Vinales time to close as there's Jack Miller up the inside, taking an air. Bastianini for second place at Remus, and he's through.
Oh.
But can Bastianini get back through? No. Miller's got such a grunt on that factory Ducati. It's unbelievable as he takes second. So it's factory Ducati 1-2. Megan.
Yeah, you best hope there isn't a red flag.
Why? What's the weather looking like? Oh, a lot of chance of rain coming in a minute. And it's just gone 3 o'clock. Oh, it's 2 o'clock local, but yeah.
So if this gets red flagged and
Oh,
it goes
Martin!
to 3 o'clock their time, then get ready for rain.
Martin slipping up the inside, getting past here. Bastianini now at the Burch curve is going to do it as well. Martin goes into 3rd position. Bastianini down to 4th. That was a great move from Jorge Martin. He was right there with him. And now Bastianini's trying to come back at him. Coming into the Jochen curve at turn 9. And that is some great manoeuvre from Jorge Martin to shut the door there. Bastianini can't get through. As we see already out of the race is Johan Mir officially and not didn't start. Megan.
He's 3rd now. Please let him win.
Could do. What's his Bagnaia 130.072. Quartararo 130.029. Like we saw across the qualifying sessions and the practice sessions, they're still so
Gone
close
too
together.
wide.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? And through goes Bastianini around the outside as well. Martin making more and more mistakes as they come into the chicane. And now all this dilly-dallying between each other has meant that the field has bunched back up again. And it's Aleix Espargaro who's right in the back of Fabio Quartararo. And he's under attack from Johan Zarco, who set the
Who's
fastest
down?
lap of the race. So
For
far.
a minute, that terrified me because at the same time there was both an official information Vinales track limits and also someone changed positions.
And Zarco's going for the move on the inside line into Sochler's Goal to try and get past Aleix Espargaro, who locks the rear tyre up and literally,
Vinales
does he get it
taking
down?
it.
Yes, he does. That's good from Zarco, though.
So Vinales
Oh,
takes the fastest lap now.
That is Vinales. That is Vinales. He's gone wide. Vinales has gone wide and lost 2 positions there. Well, what's happened there? He must have had a moment downhill. He's had a track limits warning as well, as you pointed out, Megan. So fastest lap to track limits warning to losing 2 places. Aleix Espargaro, Quartararo 5th, Aleix 6th, Zarco 7th. Maverick lost 3 places.
Though in good news, it means that it's just a little bit closer for the championship between Espargaro and Quartararo.
Yeah. Oh, and that's Martin up the inside down at Red Bull Mobile, making the move for 3rd, and Jorge Martin with a great dive bomb.
Let me pick a winner, please.
That was your pick a winner, so if it
Yeah.
has won, you've won it. I can't remember who I said for pick a winner. I think I said Bagnaia. Joe,
you did.
remind me, who did I say for pick a winner for MotoGP? I cannot remember. It's been such a long night. Day for me as well. Only a couple of hours sleep thanks to IndyCar running long, and yet I'm still firing in all cylinders. There's Quartararo going right round the outside, gets the comeback at 2B, and it is 2B for Fabio Quartararo through on the inside, and he's answered that question with a great move as Zarco dives up the inside of Malaysia. Spargo gets it all wrong and nearly causes another accident down at turn 3.
What the hell was that?
It was look up the inside and be careful for the Zarco slide with a Z instead of it.
That looked like he was going round a
Oh,
roundabout.
and off goes an air Bastianini straight on through the gravel down at turn 4.
How is he keeping it up?
Is that the rain? Is that now we've seen that happening throughout the weekend? But an air Bastianini goes straight on, and Remy Garner's done it as well. And what's happened here? What's happened? Has the bike died? Can he not get it back in position?
No, he just accidentally knocked it into the wall. Though I want to know.
Gardner's crashed. Gardner's crashed out as well.
Do you wanna? I want to know how Bastianini kept that up.
Is that down at turn 4? Yeah, Gardner's crashed behind him. So look at
Did they do
Bastianini.
the same thing?
Yeah, Bastianini has gone straight on. I think Gardner couldn't keep it up, though. So I think
Right.
Gardner's gone through and he couldn't keep it up on the track.
I want to see Gardner's crash.
Yeah, I do. I think I'll hopefully get a replay of that. But it's just Ducati 1-2, separated by 1.3 seconds to Jorge Martin here at the Red Bull Run. We've got 22 laps to go. It's been 7 laps of absolute chaos. As that is Aleix Espargaro battling with Maverick Vinales now as well, as Quartararo is starting to jump into the distance.
Jeez, Vinales caught up quick. Who's those two red bikes?
In the front.
Have they got their suits coloured red?
Yeah.
Because for some reason, all I thought when I saw them just now was ketchup.
What's wrong with Aleix Espargaro on the grid? Did you notice as well that he couldn't get the ride height device down on the grid?
No.
So Aleix had a really poor getaway because he couldn't get the ride height device down. Yeah, Bagnaia and Miller at the front of the grid on the red suits.
Yeah, they just remind me of ketchup.
Where's Mustard then with Luca Marini coming through?
Yeah.
Maybe I should call Sadie Sink and Millie Bobby Brown for that. Which one's ketchup? Which one's mustard? Can't remember. Bastianini's into the pits and out of the race. Bastianini is retired from the race. That tells me, Megan, it must be brake failure.
It must
Something
be.
like that to go straight on.
It must. It has to be brake failure, and I just remembered that there's 3 Aprilias.
Yeah. Yes, Lorenzo Savadori wild carding this weekend, and his livery is that of the original one 30 years ago as Jack Miller goes up the inside, down at turn 9 and takes the lead. Bagnaia's going to do the
What
comeback.
last?
Yeah, it didn't last. Bagnaia leads, Miller to second, and neither guy's on a factory bike next year. We're now racing as they can.
he wants
Gardner's
to-
rejoined. Because go on, Megan.
So obviously Gardner's crash wasn't that bad, then why can't we see it?
Yeah.
Though also, I don't think Bagnaia wants to lose this one, so he's not going to let his teammate just take that from him.
This is getting good. We haven't actually seen a pure Ducati battle around this track. It's always been interrupted by a Honda or Yamaha. So this is quite entertaining. Bastianini's officially out of the race. Did you got a feeling that he gave up there?
Yeah.
I know.
He
Must have
didn't
been,
even,
yeah.
The only time he hit the wall was when he pushed the bike with his hands into it.
Yeah. It must have been brake failure or something like that. But I've got a feeling he's giving up there.
It
Not
would
by choice,
explain
though.
why he just skidded across
Yeah.
the gravel without stopping like he was riding it.
I know what you mean. Yeah, he just sort of completely came. He
And
just
I think-
couldn't stop.
Didn't it stop when he got off?
Yeah, when he got off and it just touched the wall, didn't he? So it's like, brake must have failed there. Down to turn 4. It's a very heavy braking track. You stop an awful lot from the high speeds as well. And with the extra 2A, 2B segment of the track now this year for the chicane, it's not great. As what's the track temperature at the moment still? Just checking it's correct. Yes, ground temperature 23 degrees, air temperature 21 degrees, 56% humidity as things currently stand as well. So it's getting tense as once again Jack Miller closing in on Peppo Bagnaia. So these two in the championship are looking extremely good and extremely like they're just going to go for it. But crucially, it's Bagnaia who needs his points as they run. Quartararo leads 193 points to Aleix Espargaro 169 as things currently stand in this race. That's points as they run.
I wonder
What are you thinking?
who's going to crash out.
Pick anybody. If that rain comes as well, that rain comes, anybody can do it. That's how dangerous this track can be. And of course, all you have to do is drop it at turn 3. It's a blind corner. Nobody can actually do it. And don't forget, Bagnaia's crashed out from the lead several times this year. Zarco crashed out from the lead last time out at Silverstone as well, where I put the commentator's curse on him. So it's not exactly my idea. Megan, you're picking Alicia Spargo at the moment, just to let you know.
I don't need to know yet. I need to let fate decide it.
Down into turn 4, Socha's goal. Quadraro closing in. 1.3 seconds is the gap between him and Jorge Martin at the moment. Hello to the little owl, says Sup, I've returned, my internet dropped out. No worries, haven't missed too much. Hello to AIJ, says hello. Morning Joe as well. Hello everyone watching on in this race so far. And Megan, you've picked Brad Binder, last year's superstar. Oh, Fabio Di Gianantonio in 11th. Oh, hello, look at this. The two Ducatis are getting quite close to each other once again. Jack Miller's going to go for it on the inside once again into turn 9. Oh, he backed out of that. I reckon he could have had the move there. He certainly had the speed coming up the hill out of the Burch curve.
He did. So, I must say, even though I see too much of Austria, I do like the track.
Oh, yeah, I love this track. It's one of my favourites. And, yeah, we do see way too much of it. But at least we've only seen it twice this year for a race across F1 and MotoGP. Last year it was 4 or 5 times. Although esports, you get to throw in a bit more as well.
And due to, I saw it 8 times within a year because of the COVID thing.
Yeah, because of COVID, it was 4 races across F1 and MotoGP, 2 each. And then it was another 4 for esports as well. Yeah, it gets busy, this track. Into the braking zone once again. Hate to say that Formula E are planning on racing here next year as well. As a backup venue as well, because it's a short track racing and Gen 3 can master this track more.
Yay.
I think it could be quite good, actually, a race around here. It's got the feeling of it as well. There's one of the fans who are getting quite lucky, going down the hill there. He's brave. Good luck to you, sir. Getting a great view. Yeah. He's going to get a great view of the circuit. Wish I was trackside for this one. It's such a fantastic circuit. The hills are alive with the sound of 4-cylinder engines as well. And look at this again, 1,000 horsepower these bikes produce, and it's giving it all now on that Ducati, as it's more like a sprint race at the moment with the action we're receiving. Miller's closer again to Bagnaia as he comes in towards turn 9. He moves to the inside line, but pulls out before the braking zone. Stop pulling out. Oh, yellow.
Nakagami.
Oh, no! Not Nakagami. We've had a Japanese winner in all the races so far this weekend. There was a lot of pressure on Nakagami to do it.
This is the beginning of 3rd sector, it looks like.
So that's coming into the Burch curve, I believe. So turn 6. Turn 4. The
airbag's
airbag's gone
airbag.
off. Yeah, it's ripped off the suit as well, actually.
You see, Nakagami's always goes off even for the slightest things, so when it's Alicia Spargo, no. He's fine. He can take being bashed to the ground.
Yeah, well, he got that broken ankle, didn't he, actually? That bruised ankle, last time out at Silverstone 2 weeks ago. It's still playing him up now. And look at this. These two Ducatis battling each other has put Jorge Martin right back into the consensus for a victory here. Martin going for, I think, his 3rd ever win. Just double checking my notes.
Airbag had a lot of air in it.
Yeah, 2nd ever win. He won in Styrian.
Too much.
Jorge Martin actually won his 1st ever race here back in the Styrian Grand Prix last year at the Red Bull Ring. So that was a year ago, but he's looking for his 2nd win, this time at the Austrian Grand Prix. That's the problem with having 2 races at 2 tracks. One's Styria, one's Austria. So confusing.
Why did Nakagami's look so like it's got so much air in it? Have they just given Alicia's air to him?
They've got the airbags have a double blow system, so you can get back on the bike, go again. If you crash again, the airbag will go off for a 2nd time.
Did he do that or something?
I reckon he must have had 2 knocks and it's blown twice. That's why it looks like
why his suit's been literally ripped open.
Yeah, it looks like he's the Hulk at the moment with big air coming through as well. Talking of that, She-Hulk's out, hasn't he? I still need to see that as it comes through. Episode 1, I think it came through. As look at this, Martin is in the form of his career right now. He's chased down these 2 Ducatis. He's left Quadraro in the dust. 1.5 seconds is the gap. Now 1.3 is Martin's held up behind these 2 Ducatis into the chicane, which I think has worked quite well here at the Red Bull Ring. You can't tell where the F1 track ends and this starts. It's quite good.
Yeah, you really can't.
Although I still think a run up towards turn 3 is the best option of all. Richie says, I hope Bagnaia wins. Hi, Richie. Are you okay, mate? Looking forward to, where are we? Monza, next time out for PSGL, PCF4. That's on Thursday at 7 p.m. British Summer Time. Going to be a great one there.
The Aprilia come with a relish. Or guacamole.
guacamole's more them. To be fair, there's a pretty comeback through. It's getting awfully warm in this commentary box. Do you close that door?
Yeah.
Do you like birding?
Yeah.
I thought you said you were the one who said.
It's not colder.
There's Luigi Gellinia, the boss at Ducati, going through, just having a good run. Lap 12 of 28, 17 laps to go. Okay. And the action's at the front. Can Bagnaia actually get through? He's pulled out a big gap here as Bagnaia.
He has.
0.4 of a second to Miller. But Martin's now going to attack Miller. Yeah. This is look at that from that Prima Pramac of Jorge Martin. He's gained so much time coming into turn 1. And yeah,
He kept it.
Jack Miller's going to be a little bit under pressure here, I think, coming in for a second. If it was the normal run up to turn 3, he would have had him there, but this chicane sort of spoils all the fun.
Oh, I just realised something.
What?
Miller and Martin are next to each other.
Yeah, I know. 9 times out of 10, these two make a bit of fisticuffs out there on the circuit.
They argue as well across bikes.
They do. Yeah. I'm thinking Qatar a couple of years ago. Did it with Rins, didn't he, as well? Back in 2020.
Basically, whenever I see either Miller, Martin, or Mir next to each other, I dread it.
Quite right too, actually, yeah. Look at this, though. Martin's just drifting in as much as he can, trying to find as much pace on this field.
I just realised, the 3 JMs, it's just them.
Yeah, where are they? Oh, yeah, you and me is out of the race.
I just dread when the JMs are next to each other.
Whoa, Fabio Quartararo has been given a track limits warning. So if he goes off the track and touches the green one more time, he'll be given a long lap penalty. That's going to be news to Aleix Espargaro to possibly bring this championship down, because right now the gap's 24 points, nearly a race win.
He's going to be like...
Yeah, going to be like that for nearly all season. Look at that, Maverick Vinales and Luca Marini.
What?
What are you noticing?
I think the computer just mixed up a bit because it just put 2 retired people like up one bit. Oh, and is someone down?
Someone is that down and Binder drops. Yeah, Binder's down. Look, sector 3 and 4 as Marini goes up the inside of Maverick Vinales in towards turn 1.
Maybe that's why I did it.
Yeah, yellow flag. Oh, look at that. What a perfect cutback from Vinales.
Ooh.
Vinales does a brilliant cutback and gets back through on Luca Marini into the chicane. Runs it wide, though. Marini sweeps back
Don't
round.
crash.
Hang on, this might be that's Darren Binder who's crashed out. We know that. But that could be where is it on the circuit? That's what we need to know. We're being told it's sectors 3 and 4. So that's coming out of the Burch curve. That's turn 8. Green flag though now. So that's okay. At least I hope he's okay.
We still haven't seen Gardner's.
No, we haven't. His first accident.
We haven't seen any. There's been 0 replays.
Gardner's still out there. He's rejoined the race. Nakagami, Bastianini and Mia is out of the race. And we haven't seen a replay. The only one we've seen is Aleix's stall on the grid with his bike ride height device not working correctly.
Exactly.
That's all we've seen.
Are their replay systems like messed up or something?
Could be. I'm pretty much convinced they might be having an error. Gardner passes Binder.
All these crashes and yet no one's caused a red.
Even in Moto 2, when there were bikes littered across the track at the top of the hill at turn 3, the red flag didn't come out as well. It seems like the only thing that could cause a red flag right now is fire. Have we actually had a red flag this year in MotoGP? I don't think we have. I can't think of a race where we've had
once. It was raining.
That was a delay in Indonesia, wasn't it? It hasn't actually been red flags.
No, there has been a delay because...
There's been a delay, but I don't think we've had a red flag procedure.
I could have sworn we had.
Yeah. I can't think of one. We've had one in F1. We haven't had one in touring cars, actually. Haven't had one. Actually, we haven't had one in touring cars.
Yeah, they just go to safety cars every 5
Yeah.
seconds.
I think
Every time I look at a touring
Formula
car,
E
it's
had one.
safety.
IndyCar's had many. F2 hasn't had any. F3 hasn't had any.
Formula E definitely has.
Formula E has. Moto 2 hasn't. Moto 2 and Moto 3 have. MotoGP haven't. I don't think they've had a red flag this year. If anybody knows if MotoGP's had a red flag this year, let us know. Tell us which race, because our minds, we can't remember a red flag procedure.
Maybe this is their time.
We've had a delay in Indonesia. That's all I can remember.
Yeah,
and
I hate that delay.
Austria usually gives us the red flags. We've had a red flag here for the past 4 years. So
Come on, Reddit.
Yeah, standard
Reddit.
is Reddit. Yeah, standard would be the red flag to come out at some point in this race. Anyway, we're halfway. Lap 15 to 28, 14 laps to go. Half distance of this Austrian Grand Prix, and it's seeming to be a 4-way fight at the moment. As Alicia Spargo's trying to close in the gap of 1.4 seconds, but it's Bagnaia, Miller, Martin and Quartararo who are challenging for the win of this race. Halfway down, halfway to go. We've been racing for 23 minutes. Not a bad race, this actually.
It's only
quite
been
nice.
23 minutes.
Yeah, and that's...
It feels like an hour.
Yeah, but that would be the distance of a sprint race. What we've just done is the sprint race.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Do you know why it feels like an hour?
Why?
Because I've done Austria so many times.
To be fair, though, that means we're only going to be on air for about half an hour. Which means we can do the race live.
That doesn't feel right.
I know. The problem would be that qualifying and free practice 3 for Formula 1 would actually clash. So, meet your new free practice 3 Formula 1 commentator, Megan Burch.
No.
Oh, you say no, but probably are going to be next season. Then I'll have to get a guest in to cover for you when you're not here. Or on those weekends when MotoGP and F1 clash, you come back from university.
I might not be able to sometimes.
We'll have guests. We'll have filler commentators.
I will try.
I'll let Josh Plays cover it with someone.
I will try until I get a full lock on my door.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Quartararo is closing in the gap now, closing up again. Miller and Martin are closing together. By now, just at the fastest first sector time, 24.502 at the moment, so they're closing in again. This race is now turning into what was dramatic and exciting at the start into a bit of a slow burn, this one. But the rain could change everything. Remember last year? Last 2 laps, rain came down. Everything changed.
I do remember.
Look at that. I can't tell. I don't know who's going to take this. They're all saving their tyres. They're all saving. But the problem is the 2 Ducatis have got soft front, medium rear tyres. They are going to be there immediately. Martin's off! Martin's off! He went for the gravel and he's had to cut the chicane. He went for the move on Miller.
No.
And Quartararo takes third. Runs it too deep. Can Martin get the cutback? Coming out of turn 3, no. So Martin running off of the 2A, 2B chicane allows Quartararo through.
That's not fair.
That's on the nose. Massively. Megan says that it's not going to rain in the next hour. It might rain, though, for the Moto E race at 3:30 local time.
Yeah, I reckon this will be fine. Hold on. Where's your calculator? By the way, you did not have a calculator on your iPad.
iPads don't have calculators.
Mine does.
You downloaded an app.
I know, but still, any sensible person has a calculator.
Not on an iPad.
I do.
Apparently, Steve Jobs didn't want a calculator in the iPad because it looked too big and too messy.
Oh, no.
Well, he died, and then when he saw the iPad, I was like,
You can't go against a dead man's decisions.
I know. Yeah, but now the problem is, though, it looks bulky on an iPhone because the iPhones are big now.
I like it.
Anyway, here we go again, down the start finish straight. The little owl says iPads do have calculators. It's called Siri. That's a good point, actually. Well done, little owl. That's a good call there.
Yeah, but it can't do really complicated equations.
No, I can't. Can you open that door? Actually, it's getting a bit too hot in this combox.
Hold on.
As it comes through. As now Martin's dropped back, so Quartararo's coming in for this title fight. The gap now, Quartararo is on 27-point advantage to Alicia Spargo
16 more minutes
of race distance, yeah, and that's when the weather forecast comes in as well. So keep an eye on, see what's going to happen next. As Martin again continuing to have the go and have the push up the out of Sochi's gold. Oh, and Dovizioso's passed Paolo Spargo and Bezzecchi's passed Di Gianantonio as well, switching around out there on the venue as they come back through. And Rin's coming in now into Sochi's gold. Zarco's just ahead of him for 8th position. Looking like they're going to have a little bit of a rumble in this race. A rumble in the Red Bull jungle is something that could be fun. Don't forget, later on as well, by the way, on USRN, on the Mixler app, just search USRN on Twitter at Ultimate Sports Radio Network, and you can tune in and listen to the Go Bowling at the Glen, the NASCAR race with Kimi Räikkönen making his debut at Watkins Glen in NASCAR again, along with Danny Kvyat in there as well. So take a watch of NASCAR later. You going to watch it later, the NASCAR race?
Hold on. So Kimi decides, do you know what? I'm going to retire from F1.
Yeah. Goes
What
off a
about
race.
NASCAR?
He's only doing one race, but are you going to watch it later?
Maybe.
Raikkonen starts
maybe
20.
not.
Vinales is dropping. He's dropped down to 9th position. Has he crashed?
Did he go wide again?
I think he's gone wide. He's gone wide. Yeah, look, Binder's gone wide too. They've both gone wide. I think they've both had a moment somewhere. I'd love to see a replay.
Synchronized moment.
Yeah. I'd love to see a replay, but we haven't really seen replays in this race.
We haven't seen a replay.
No.
We've seen one replay and it wasn't even of a crash.
Yeah. And Binder getting back up, and Rins is going for a move on Zarco this time as well. At the same time, now Binder is going to go for a move on Vinales. And Fabio Di Giannantonio with a track limits warning added. So he's touched the green enough.
We've had 5 crashes and seen replays for none.
And 4 retirements out of that.
Yeah.
Because Gardner got back up again.
Yeah, surprisingly. Don't know how.
Because we didn't see the crash.
Yeah.
I think he must have just run off and binned it, like just dropped the bike. Exactly the same as what Bastianini did.
Yeah. I can't even remember, because we haven't seen a replay, how Binder went off. We don't know how Binder went off.
No, we don't. We haven't seen Binder going off. Although Brad nearly did. Top of the hill there, Brad got a big wiggle on and nearly threw it down the inside and made a big crash with Maverick Vinales nearly.
I swear there was more information on how Tudor people crashed actually.
Yeah.
And they crashed carriages.
Oh, there's Binder up the inside and Maverick Vinales at turn 1 and the Nicky Lauda curve, and Darren Binder's brother, Brad Binder, this time makes a manoeuvre on Maverick Vinales on Top Gun.
Vinales ain't having a great day, is he?
No, Top Gun's been bottling it a little bit as well. Not so much Iceman as Maverick. I really want them to do Kimi Raikkonen, the Iceman, meets Maverick Vinales, Maverick. So we've got Maverick and Iceman.
Would they get along, do you think?
I think they would, yeah. The full Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer situation there. Rest in peace, Iceman. And of course, Val Kilmer's not dead, but Iceman is. That's a shame. Anyways, they come back through. At the moment, a battle for 5th position. Luca Marini closing in on Aleix Espargaro. This is the battle for 5th position. As I come through, what's happening here? Salvadori has been given a track limits warning now as well.
Well, at least he didn't crash.
Yeah, and Lorenzo Salvadori in the 32 bike, he's riding an original livery of Aprilia that they debuted 30 years ago.
Jeez.
So it's an original livery. Marini's going to send it up the inside on Aleix for 5th position. Marini thought about it, and Aleix is dropping back. So actually, the opposite has happened to what I thought it would. I thought Quartararo would drop back because he's been having a poor weekend, and Aleix would go forward. But it's Aleix that's dropping back, and Quartararo who's catching forward. He's 4 tenths away from Jack Miller now, so it's all going to pot in this Red Bull ring as they come back through with 8 laps to go. Lap 21 and 28.
These last 4 laps have gone quite quick.
They have. It's blinking. Oh, right. We're 4 laps later. Look, there he is. There's Quartararo, look. Oh, 44. Paul Espargaro has been given a track limits warning. So it's not 41, it's the 44. Look at Aleix there, Megan. That rear, that Aprilia has looked dodgy all day. It's that right-height device, isn't it? He hasn't got it lowered as Marini bleezes through on the inside. He goes through like he's standing still.
How did Marini get so high up?
I have no idea. Marini's had a great race.
Which is weird because the start of his race wasn't good, and I can hear us.
What, you can hear us on talkback? I can hear us on talkback actually as well. Like a slight echo coming back, yeah. Testing. Yeah. No idea what happened there.
How curious.
Yeah, we were hearing ourselves on talkback. Oh, hang on, I know why we're hearing ourselves on talkback. The laptop's on. So when we go quiet and our mic's in the right place, we were hearing the laptop. Because the laptop was on to check the speakers earlier on in the race. And of course, you can't hear it with the headset on because we've got BT Sport coming through our ears as well. Just in case we miss anything. Lap 21 and 28 then. Bagnaia leads the race with 9 tenths of a second to Miller. But Quartararo has fought the gap. He's brought it back down again. He's going to make the move at some point. 7 laps to go. Do you think Quartararo could win this race? I generally think he's a shot.
I'm not sure Bagnaia would let him.
Bagnaia's won 4 races this year. Spain, Italy, Netherlands and Great Britain. Quartararo's only won 3. Portugal, Catalunya and Germany. So how much is he going to want for here in Austria?
Also, Miller wouldn't let his team go down that far, even if Miller did want to win.
Yeah, he's going to hold up Quartararo as much as he can and let Bagnaia go. He's going to play the team game, isn't he, now?
Yeah, just like he can see he's been around him all race. He can't get through on him.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, right, I can't do that, though I can hold him up.
Just sort of go, that's it. You can go.
Just
I
like-
give you a victory. I gift you this victory.
It's like, you better remember this on a track I want.
Miller's had him several times in this race, though. He's overtaken, took the lead. He's been close enough. Now he's backed off. But remember, the two Ducatis, soft front, medium rear, with Quadraro, hard front, medium rear. So it's a complete strategy change around as to what we were expecting.
Though, which one can last better?
Well, historically, Bagnaia has crashed out of 4 races whilst leading in the past 12 months. So
Yeah.
the likelihood of him putting it down on the deck is high.
Yeah, it is. Very high.
If I had a nickel for every time Bagnaia would have crashed out, I'd have 4 nickels. Which isn't much, but it's weird it happened 4
Isn't
times.
that a pound? Or dollar in American terms?
I remember when a nickel cost a shilling. Anyway, let's come through.
Wait, does a nickel mean 10?
I can't remember. Either way, it's not that much. Miller's defending
Yeah,
Quadraro.
nickel's 10, so
So 40p.
40p.
I'd have 40p, which is weird, but it's not a lot, but it's weird it's happened 4 times.
Yeah.
As they come through, Miller's closing in to try and attack.
Do you know, every time I try and get Mum and Dad to teach me the money they had when they were kids, I just get so confused. And I forget.
20 shillings to the pound. That was in 1963.
I don't know how to do this.
Mental math is not nice. It's much better with the decimal system now. Oh, no penalty, lost sufficient time. So this is Jorge Martin, who was under investigation for the fact that he cut the chicane and took the original layout.
He lost.
He
time.
lost, yeah. So it's no penalty because he lost significant time. As Quadraro is now going for second, away with Jack Miller, Megan, down towards turn 9. He's got the run on here.
Don't let him through, Jack. I know he's aggressive in his
Whoa.
techniques, though he crashes a lot, so just let him do
He's
his
going.
thing.
He's going for it. Quadraro's going to go for it at some point. He could have had him into turn 10 there. Fabio is pushing like I've never seen him push before. Look at the acceleration he's got coming down the start-finish straight as well up towards turn number 1. Quadraro is going to push, 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 push.
Yeah, though Quattararo has had a habit ever since he won the championship of crashing out into gravel.
Yes, he does, actually. He's lost several points already this season with a crash earlier on, but he has been consistent when he needs to be. Into the braking zone for Remus, and no, can't do it there.
Please don't let this end badly.
This feels like the end of the IndyCar last night, where David Malukas just couldn't get through Joseph Newgarden, couldn't get through Scott McLaughlin until the last lap. And the final 5 laps, it just cost him a shot at Joseph Newgarden, who took the victory in the IndyCar last night.
What a surprise.
After a 5-hour broadcast and a 2-hour red flag period.
Who crashed out to cause a red?
It didn't, it was rain.
Gotta be kidding me.
Rain and lightning came out, yeah.
Did anyone crash?
Yeah, Jack Harvey touched the wall and brought out a caution. And then the second caution, that was the only caution for contact. The second caution came out for rain, and then the red flag came out for rain.
I think it's fair to say that without me in IndyCar, it's kind of boring.
Hey, it was a good race. It got very exciting. It was okay. Although Seth, who watched, Seth Evers as well, watched on, said he watched back the Nashville broadcast, ready for me and Matthew and Josh covering this one, and he loves you. He thinks you're amazing.
Yay!
So I think you're back in Portland, aren't you, with that Grid Network duel?
Yeah, I think.
2 weeks' time, I think.
Why was it?
Whoa! Quadraro's lost time there, and Jorge Martin nearly ran to the back of him through turn 1.
Yeah, either could be good for the Ducatis.
Oh, Morbidelli's been given a track limits warning.
Why?
Oh, Quadraro's going for it! He's centered on the inside of 2A, 2B! What a move from Quadraro! Miller has now been caught out by Jorge Martin! Martin's going round the outside!
Someone pass him or crash into him!
Miller goes on the inside line, trying to get the cut back, and Martin goes on the green, and that allows Miller back to third. But Quadraro, he went right round the outside and lunged as we got a yellow. Sectors 1 and 2. What's happened there then? It's Morbidelli, who has crashed out of the race. Hopefully he's okay. Fernandez has been given the track limits warning with 4 to go.
Well, we're never going to see what happens to Morbidelli, so don't get your hopes up.
Well, Martin's coming close now as well, so that's the other one then. As Alicia Spargo, he's been passed. Aleix has been passed, I believe, by Luca Marini. For 5th he has, and I think Zarco might have got him as well.
Yeah.
Zarco has got him. Zarco passes Aleix Espargaro for 6th. Aleix down to 7th. The gap now stands at 33 World Championship points as the yellow gets retrieved. Quartararo sent it up the inside and did a fantastic move in the chicane that nobody saw coming, least of all Miller.
Or me.
Yeah, that just came out of nowhere. Dive bomb and a half.
Jeez.
Martin track limits warning. One
Okay,
more
leave
here.
Martin alone.
Well, hang on, he got forced off there on that track, so that shouldn't be
Yeah.
allowed. Rins is going for Aleix as well. This has been a bad race for Aleix Espargaro. This has been a great one for Fabio Quartararo.
Been
He's
an even
down.
worse race for...
Quartararo's
Vinales.
got 3 laps to close down a 1.5 second advantage to take victory here in Austria, and he might just do it.
Why was IndyCar on a Saturday?
Because it was a night race. And NASCAR's on today, so they just try and separate it.
I was going to ask for if
Oh,
there was
Rins too deep. Oh, and Rins nearly dropped
Overtake.
it. Coming through Remus. He just saved on his kneecap, I think, there. So Rins has dropped 3 positions.
Yeah, it's better than what Mia did.
Yeah, it's very dramatic now. So 3 laps to go at the Austrian Grand Prix. Bagnaia leads. He's got a 1.6 second advantage to Fabio Quartararo in 2nd position. Jack Miller is just behind him in 3rd, and right behind Jack Miller is Jorge Martin, and this is the move, Megan, for Quartararo. He literally, under braking, went for the move, and that was superb. World champion move there from El Diablo.
How did them 3 crash into each other?
I can't believe it that nobody did. Look at Miller. So look
There was
at
a
Martin.
lock-up too.
Martin getting a big wheel spin and smoke coming off the rear tyre and everything. Gigi Dall'Igno does not like that, and he's not going to like this either, because I think Miller's going to drop off the podium here as
no.
Jorge Martin is closing him down, coming in towards turn number 1. But Quartararo second, the gap now 1.3 seconds. I think Bagnaia has got his 3rd race win in a row, and he's 5th of the season to try and begin closing down this championship advantage.
On the bright side, at least Martin stayed up.
Yes, at least Martin did, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the same position as he started.
Yeah, so yeah, that's an okay race in my book.
Yay! You may not have won, though. At least he did something.
Oliveira, track limits warning as well. So nearly everybody's got track limits warning out there today. At least no one's got a long lap penalty to serve or a post-race penalty. That could really affect things going into this race. They've all been quite calm at the moment. Meg's gone.
Why is Marquez behaving?
Alex Marquez.
Yeah.
Where is Alex Marquez? He's in 14th. That's 2 points. Not bad. Morbidelli's entered the pit lane, so whatever he did, he must have got back because Aleix Espargaro nearly making contact with Brad Binder. Rear tyre to front tyre. Binder nearly goes for it up the inside, and Aleix drops down now, gets the comeback to stay in 7th place.
That's good. Though it makes me worried whenever a Marquez is behaving.
Gardner been given a track limits warning now as well. Out there on the circuit. Fabio Quartararo, as things stand, will be on 200 points. Aleix Espargaro will be on 167. He will be 33 points back. Coming into the last half, here comes Jorge Martin on the last lap of the race. Martin sends it up the inside to turn 1 and elbows Jack Miller out of the way. And he's down, he's down, he's down. Martin tried and he's dropped out. And look, even the Pramacs are saying, well, he went for the move. He's got enough gap though. He might just say Marini goes 4th, Zarco 5th, comes back across the track. Oh, and now look at this. Quartararo is 8 tenths behind Bagnaia. If Bagnaia makes a mistake now, and someone else has crashed out. Someone else has crashed out of the race.
I don't know. I think Vinales should go to the pit lane.
Aleix now is in P6. The gap comes down to 32 points at the moment, but Quartararo is right behind Pepper Bagnaia. Martin was always going to go for that move, and he was always going to end up down on the deck.
Vinales has been moving down very slowly.
Yeah.
And it's not just, my things are like that.
Well,
It's like, I just can't keep up. But no, I think your tyres are failing.
Well, talking of this, look at this. We're on for another showdown here in Austria.
You went for a soft.
Look at that, he's getting another 2 tenths of a second. Can Fabio Quartararo do anything to get this lead away from Bagnaia? A little bit of a wheelie. Fernando Alonso watching on in the Aprilia garage. Last sector we go. Unless he drops it the last corner, Bagnaia is only going to do one more turn, and he's won his 4th race running. So his third race running, his fifth of the year. Peppo Bagnaia, for the first time in the Red Bull Ring, wins for Ducati. It's second for Fabio Quartararo. Jack Miller finishes third. Luca Marini is in fourth. Zarco fifth. And Aleix Espargaro is sixth. Binder seventh. Rins eighth. As well across line, Bezzecchi ninth. Jorge Martin does finish in 10th position. Fabio Di Gianantonio is 11th. Miguel Oliveira 12th. Maverick Vinales 13th. Alex Marquez 14th. And Andrea Dovizioso gets points in 15th place as well. Paulo Espargaro 16th. Stefan Bradl 17th. Ralph Fernandez is 18th. 19th, Lorenzo Salvadori. 20th, Romy Gardner. Out of the race, Franco Morbidelli, Darren Binder, Takiki Nakagami, Anea Bashnini, and Johan Mir.
It's like a meeting of the drivers.
Oh, yeah.
Riders.
Well, look at that. Aleix congratulating Quartararo, Miller and Bagnaia congratulating each other. Gigi Dall'Igna and Ducati are ecstatic.
I know who's going to be proud.
It's Bagnaia's 60th Grand Prix start in the Premier Class. It's his 9th win in the Premier Class, his 19th of his career, and his 3rd win in a row, and his 5th win of the season.
I know who's going to be proud of certain
Luca
someone.
Marini 4th. Valentino Rossi might just be very happy there as well, yeah. What a race.
He's just like, he's turning into me.
3 races running now for Peppo Bagnaia to win.
Could he start to try and take the championship? I wonder.
He's
if he
taken
keeps this up.
he's taken 150 points in the last 3 races. Maximum. 125 points, sorry, in the last 3 races.
If he keeps this up by winning every race, then there's a chance he could win.
He's only 44 points behind Quartararo now. Quartararo's on 200 points. Aleix Espargaro's on 168. Bagnaia's on 156. As well. So it's now becoming a 3, because Zarco's now on 75 points back. So it's now a 3-horse race for the title between Quartararo, Aleix Espargaro and Bagnaia. Bagnaia's brought himself back into it now. He's 44 points back with a few races to go.
Good for Bagnaia.
Didn't actually see Aragon on the calendar there. It's San Marino, Aragon. Then we go to Japan. Then we go Thailand, Japan, Malaysia, Australia, Valencia. So there's only 7 races to go. 4 of them are early mornings. In Thailand, Japan, Malaysia and Australia. Australia earlier than normal as well. Sorry.
I'm not happy.
When are you ever? There's
I am
Martin's crash
sometimes.
at turn 1, Megan.
Oh, don't make me look. Oh, so now we get replays.
Post-race, yeah. That's it. Did he touch the brake? In the brakes through turn 1. He got very tight. No, he just dropped it. Lean angle's too much. Wrong angle on turn in for Martin, and he dropped it.
His leg must hurt.
Yeah, his bike landed right on his leg muscle, didn't it? That was going to hurt a lot. Oh, what a race again.
Can we get replays of the other drivers' crash? I mean, riders' crashes, please. Don't get why they don't call them drivers. They're literally driving a machine.
And riders, because they're riding, I suppose. Like horsemen and horsewomen are riders as well.
Also, do you notice how Vinales kept dropping back? No wonder. He was stupid enough to think, do you know what? I'm going to have to a soft rear and a hard front.
Yeah.
Should have swapped it.
What a fantastic race. 2 weeks' time is the next one. That's not next week, the week after. And we're in, I want to say, San Marino next. So we go to Rimini.
I think we are, because the next one in F1's San Marino, isn't it?
Belgium next.
Belgium.
2 weeks' time.
When was San Marino?
2 weeks' time, as F1 enters a triple header with Belgium, Netherlands, and Monza. So 2 weeks' time, MotoGP will be on a quick off because we'll be getting ready to cross over for the Dutch Grand Prix that you're hosting the pre-show for.
Oh, yay.
On a different laptop.
Mine?
Yeah, you're hosting the pre-show on your laptop. Then we're going to throw over to this com box as soon as the MotoGP's finished.
Okay, ready for a bad camera.
Oh no, don't worry. We've got things around that.
Right.
Because my camera's good. Okay. Actually, why did I say you're hosting the pre-show? How are you hosting the pre-show when you're going to be commentating the MotoGP?
I don't know.
Oh no, because I think Julia's commentating on San Marino while you do F1 to give you a race off from MotoGP.
Oh yay.
I'm not sure actually what's happening there. Maybe Matthew Owens is hosting in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, that'll be
Oh
fun.
no, hang on a minute. Sorry, I'm wrong. No, I'm right. I was thinking Matthew's doing that race anyway, but he is.
I just don't know what's happening anymore. I just go places when I'm called.
We'll sort it out. To be fair, that's pretty much how this season's going. It's just madness at the moment, isn't it? As it comes through, there is Pepper Bagnai, the 63 winner here.
I wonder if one day he's just going to move his leg accidentally and just fall off while doing that.
They're incredibly heavy bikes, but I won't want to take my hands off a bike.
No.
I can't. I can do one-handed. That's it. I can't do freehand. Too terrifying.
I can do one-handed, so no. I don't do it going around corners either.
No, I'm always two hands through corners, but just down like straights, you can do one-handed.
It's like, I don't see how people keep the bike straight on the front. Just like, what have you done to it to make it that obedient?
Must have really tightened the suspension and the steering arm, so it's really tight and straight down the straights.
I've had someone try and go no-handed on my bike before, and they failed. Because I'm just like, do you see why I only have one hand on it?
Should we hear from the top three shortly? The crowd favourite Jack Miller's happy out there, and the Red Bull Ring's happy. Red Bull driver, of course, Jack Miller, with Red Bull sponsorship on his helmet. As they come through, Italian team winning though, once again. What a race this has been. Good race in Austria. No red flag. First year in 4 years, no red flag.
I'm surprised.
Me too. There's Jorge Martin finishing 10th. Had to go for the manoeuvre. Had nothing to lose in many respects.
Yeah, nothing to lose.
Should have got. We was going for a podium, so that's full on send, and I think that's a round of applause in my book. Full on send. Let's take another look at it to really annoy Megan. Hit towards turn 1. Look how close he gets to Jack Miller, though, on the brakes. Jorge Martin, they are so close to contact. And he's on the wrong angle coming into the corner, so the front's just going to dip. And I tell you what, Jack Miller was incredibly lucky there not to go right over the top of him.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
It's at a really awkward angle to jump up.
How is his leg okay? Look at the side of his leg.
I know what you mean. It's really bizarre, that one. How it came up there.
It looks like there's paint on it.
Yeah. Anyway, me and Meg's going to have a break in talking now because it's time to head down to the interviews. As we are going to hear from Jack Miller, who finished 3rd in today's race on the 43 bike. It is podium number 20 of his MotoGP career, podium number 30 of his of all 3 career classes. So well done there for Jack Miller. 20 in the Premier, 30 overall across 125cc Moto3, and he went straight into MotoGP as well. Last race, Miller won his last race in Moto3 in Valencia 2014, and then in 2015 in Qatar he started and won his first race in the Netherlands, and now last win was France last year, Jack Miller. For once, however, first time Ducati win 8 races in a season since 2007. That's manufacturer Ducati, though, because we've had Oliveira won 1. Hang on, what am I talking about? Bagnaia's won 5. Bastianini's won 4. That's 9. That's 9. No, 3 races, sorry. Bastianini's won... Bagnaia's won 5. Bastianini's won 3. That's 8. Man, math is not quite good. I've resolved with MotoGP, with IndyCar all night.
You are good at maths. Yeah. It's just you're tired.
Save me. Interviews. Simon.
Jack, it's so good to see you consistently in that front group ever since Germany, since you've made that setting change. How do you feel about today?
I feel real good. You know, the bike was working fantastic all weekend. You know, I tried to put a little move on Pecco early on in the race. I felt like I could maybe, you know, help tow us away a little bit. I felt like I had a bit more speed, but as soon as I showed him a wheel, he put the pedal down and I was just sort of with my tongue hanging out trying to stay with him. So he rode a fantastic race. I ran out of everything at the end there, honestly. I was suffering a lot, but, you know, I was lucky not to get caught up with Martin there at turn 1. I braked deep and I don't know where he was planning on going, but he ended up somewhere, that's for certain. So unlucky for him, but... nonetheless, we managed to stay upright, bring it home, put it on the podium, some more points on the board, and looking forward to heading to Misano now.
Great job, Jack.
Yeah, fantastic
Jack
race
Miller,
from Jack.
another great podium, a good run. 3 in 4 now.
That's the one. As they come through, Jack Miller then finishing in 3rd position, holding off Jorge Martin after quite a long run in this race as well. We're going to have the podium in a few moments' time, then we'll go off air, and that'll be us done for this weekend here. Reminder that you can join USRN on the Mixlr app as well. We'll put the link in the YouTube chat in a second for all the chat, because they'll be covering NASCAR later on tonight, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. That is definitely the place to be tomorrow, this evening, for what is going to be an amazing race. Let's hear then as well from Fabio Quartararo, who's standing by with Simon Crafar. He finished in 2nd place here today. For Fabio Quartararo, a 32-point lead in the championship on 200 points. It's his 27th podium in MotoGP, his 31st podium overall in his career. And this is a shoey. Oh, that's Pepper Bagnaia. He's gone right through his leathers, Megan. Right through the leathers. That's not good there. As, of course, the boots get everything through there on the inside line. Never nice. Never nice. Let's go down then to Simon Crafar, talking with Fabio Quartararo, the man who finished 2nd and leads the title by 32 points. It's the mighty 200 for Fabio Quartararo.
That's what they do.
Fabio Quartararo, a brilliant 2nd place. Best ever Yamaha result here in Austria. And he's chatted to Simon.
Fabio, this year you keep forcing me to say that's the best ride I've ever seen you do. And then you do it again. How do you rate today?
I rate it one of my best races for sure, but it's so difficult to make races like that. You know, I'm pushing myself to the limit, nearly crashed a few times, and physically it's tough to ride like that. I'm on qualifying every single lap. So of course I'm super happy, but this track is tough. A lot of accelerations, and also I feel quite happy because, you know, I made a great start but not good first laps. Then I could really make some great comeback, and yeah, a few more laps and could have been a great fight, but yeah, I was just on the limit everywhere, and unfortunately on the acceleration and the straight we lose too much. But anyway, I feel happy, and thanks to the fans to come here, and yeah, see you in Misano.
Awesome work, Fabio.
Yeah, not bad there for Fabio Quartararo then. 2nd place in this race. We will throw down to Susie Perry shortly as well. In between, what is that on the timing screen? That's the wrong timing screen. Don't know why the yellow's on.
Why was there a yellow?
No idea. I think the buttons got mixed up there on the OBS software as it comes through. 28 done. Moto E will round out the day here as well. I'm not commentating on that live today. I'm going to do that later. Let's hear though from the race leader and the race winner, Peppo Bagnaia. He's down speaking with Simon Crafar.
Looked like perfect Pecco today. How did it feel on the inside?
It was long, very long. It was a long race. To be more calm and care, we chose to use the soft front, but wasn't the correct choice for me at the finish of the race. But I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I did too many mistakes in the first part of the year, so was the time to be more smart. And when I look at the gap, I tried to be very constant with the time lapse, because I was sure that my pace was good enough to open this gap. And in the last 2 laps, I just tried to be more calm possible, because the front tire was closing everywhere. So I'm very happy. Again, this weekend we have done an incredible job. So I'm very, very happy with my team that they have done an incredible job yesterday. So I'm very happy, and now we move on to Misano, and I'm very looking forward to be there again.
Pecco, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Let's head down to Susie Perry in the paddock for BT
Well,
Sport.
interesting, he said there it wasn't the right choice for him at the end of the race, but it got the job done, and that's all he could do today. He could only control what his race was going to do, and he got maximum 25 points. So effectively, you could say it was the right tyre, despite it must have been very difficult for him.
Yeah, it wasn't the right tyre at the end of the race, but was at the start, because it allowed him to make that break and then control the race. So you can't have it always. Fabio had a hard front on, and it was difficult for him in the early laps, and then he came forward. So, yeah, perfect start off the line. We did expect the Ducatis to get that run to turn 1, but Fabio, as he said, a good start, but not quite good enough in the first lap. So, yeah, everyone clean through turn 1, and as we expected, those Ducatis launching.
Yeah, and it was really Fabio's... Pecco, sorry, all the way, wasn't it? Jack did show him a wheel at one point, but he led from start to finish pretty much.
Yeah, except for just that attack from Jack, where Pecco is going to get the undercut straight away. His rhythm was just really good, and he was able to control the race. He said it wasn't the right choice here from tyre, but on that first part of the race, he was able to make a break big enough so Fabio couldn't catch him in the end. So yeah, at the end of the race, I mean, if there were going to be another 5 laps, then he would have been in big trouble. And this is just because Fabio was so good. I mean, the race that Fabio did once again, absolutely incredible.
It was astonishing. What a move he made on Jack Miller to get that position, to get those extra points, which will all count. And in the interview, he seemed kind of maybe a little bit reflective. It seems like it's one of the best races of his life, Michael.
Yeah, to make a decisive pass like that, one that no one pulled off all weekend on a brand new chicane, knowing that he can't make a mistake, he can't afford to lose the front and give away 25 points. So the pressure is on his shoulders. As he said, almost crashed several times, having to ride like he's qualifying every single lap. That type of a manoeuvre, clean, to fight back on the run into turn 3. He's doing things with that bike he shouldn't be able to do. He should not be standing on second position in the podium today. Exceptional stuff, and yeah, he's proven the class act that he is right now.
Yeah, he really was exceptional today. I want to do a little bit of a shout out to having seen Jack Miller there and those boys, but Luca Marini, 4th. It's fantastic, isn't it, for him today?
Yep, a great comeback as well. Proves again that the Ducati package is working with all the riders, and it's going to be so tough for Fabio all year long fighting with those guys, because then you're going to get these Luca Marinis, Bezzecchi, really strong. Yeah, Bastianini on some races like in Misano next time out. These guys are going to be really good. The package that they've got is very good. So Ducati is giving factory bikes and factory materials and engineers and support to all these guys, and everybody is against Fabio. So resisting like this under pressure, I mean, that move that he made on Jack, unbelievable. I mean, we didn't even see a move like that in Moto3.
No.
So never mind in MotoGP. That was very risky, very controlled, very aggressive, but very decisive. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for Fabio, 11 out of 10.
And okay, we go with that. And taking those words that you just said about being aggressive and those moves, Jorge Martin as well, you know, he was quite funny, Jack, in the interview. I don't know where I thought he was going, but he ended up somewhere. It was a great line, but he had to have a go, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a great race, and he was there fighting throughout, so that move, it was a little bit ambitious. He was in hot for sure, and unfortunately he ended up on the deck today. But what a recovery to still get it up as fast as he did. So yeah, a great race. Again, another man under pressure because of this contract situation. Wants to stand on the podium, down the inside. Jack is a late breaker as it is, and he does trail in there, goes to the angle, front folds under. But what about that for a recovery? As a small guy to get in under that Ducati.
He kept his hand on the clutch, didn't he? You're going to see that, look. See that slow-mo? So he's inside Jack there, so his ratio into the corner is going to be much tighter, and this is why he crashes. I mean, Jack is on the limit as well there. Release the brake, loses the front, and immediately, look at his left hand. Keeps his hand there, he's going to clutch the bike so the bike doesn't stall. He's going to be able to restart straight away. There we go, he's all clutch and ready to go again.
Give it a little blip of the throttle to make sure it was running. Presence of mind there was really impressive.
And he was good at judging the gap as well early on when he run deep in the chicane in turn 2. I mean, that was it's really hard, you know, when you're going and adrenaline pumping to try and understand. He knows he's got to give 1 second back, but on track it's very hard to judge this. So he just did it just right, didn't lose any time, not too much, and was just right not to get a penalty.
Fantastic race, and particularly the last few laps were absolutely breathtaking, weren't they? Let's just have a word about Aleix Spargaro before the podium happens. You have to feel for him because the whole shot device clearly wasn't engaging, and it kind of ruined his race, really.
Yeah, he struggled. He just got swallowed up into the pack, fought back so well. Then you could see the recurrent problems, not being able to stop the bike. So he gave away a lot of points today on both Fabio and Pecco, but as Lionheart as he has been all season, he fought throughout that race. Still top of Aprilia, Maverick slipped backwards, so it's been only the second tough weekend for Aprilia this year after Texas, but yeah, Aleix will bounce back in Misano.
That's a problem that we've heard before in Aprilia. I think Mavericks had that. Was it maybe in Silverstone, actually, the last race?
Yeah, but for Maverick, it was the rear.
That's right,
The
it was
rear
the rear
device
device.
while he was riding, in the first half of the race. For Aleix, it was clearly the front. He just couldn't engage the front. The way you do it in MotoGP is that as you get to the line, you have to brake quite hard to get that fork down, and then you lock it it's like a manual locking system. And if you can't do it as you're stopping the bike with the energy of the bike. From arriving on the grid, it's very, very hard to then activate when you're standing still. You have to push down on the bike so hard and click at the right time. So he wasn't able to do that, and the front device is actually the one that makes the most difference for the start.
Thanks, guys, from the paddock, as it's time for the podium ceremonies to begin out here as well. Again, wrong button there. I need to swap those buttons around as well. Getting a little bit difficult out there as well. Still, 24-degree track temperature, Megan. 21 air. That rain seems to have brushed away. So the Moto E race coming up should be quite entertaining, where it should be dry. So that's something, at least.
It should be.
Podium's coming on, and I know you wanted Jorge Martin to take the win and get a podium, but how do you feel about this podium? You happy about it? A bit misery?
It's good. I'm happy for Bagnaia.
Right, Martin will win eventually this season. I know he hasn't won in a year, but still.
I think he should be swapped with Quartararo.
Yeah. Last win, and the only win for Jorge Martin, came here at the Styrian Grand Prix last year. And now these wonderful trophies as well for the MotoGP and Formula One. The Red Bull Ring. These trophies made of wood and then real bronze, silver and gold metal strips are woven onto the outskirts of the track trophy here. And because we changed the track layout as well, the MotoGP trophies look more like the F1 trophies because they haven't got the new little chicane in. So it's the old layout. But Jack Miller, podium number 20 of his MotoGP career in the Premier class, and his career overall, the three classes, it's his 30th career podium, as I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast. For Fabio Quartararo, finishing in second place, podium number 27 in the Premier class, his 31st career podium overall. And the race winner here today, it's Peppo Bagnaia, who takes victory number 9 in the Premier class as well, with overall in his career his 19th win. For podium, it is podium 15 in the Premier class. In Korea, it's his 38th win. And in his honour, and Ducati's honour as well, we are going to hear the Italian national anthem for Peppo Bagnaia. Caps off, everybody, and enjoy the Italian national anthem. Let the celebrations and parties begin here in the Red Bull Ring in Austria. It's champagne time! The Prosecco time, I should say, is now the new sponsors come in as it sprays out there over on the circuit as well. Celebrations on the podium for Peppo Bagnaia and Jack Miller. Ducati 1-3. Fabio Quartararo second. 32 points in the championship now as well. Let's take a look then at the final results before we get a final word from Megan here in the race. As always, so much has been happening, so much we've almost always been forgetting about as well out here as well. Let's get the confirmation then of how they finished. It's Peppo Bagnaia who takes victory from Fabio Quartararo second, Jack Miller is third, Luca Marini fourth, Johan Zarco is in fifth. It's 6th for Aleix Espargaro, 7th Brad Binder, 8th Alex Rins, 9th for Marco Bezzecchi, 10th for Jorge Martin, going for 3rd on the last lap, putting him out of the race. Fabio Di Antonio is 11th, Miguel Oliveira 12th, 13th for Maverick Vinales, 14th Alex Marquez, final point of the race going to Andrea Dovizioso. Pol Espargaro, he's 16th, Stefan Bradl is 17th, 18th for Raul Fernandez, 19th Lorenzo Savadori on his wildcard entry as well. And in 20th for Remy Garner, the last official finisher in this race. Out of the race was Franco Morbidelli, Darren Binder, Takiki Nakagami, Anea Bashini, and Johan Mir never even officially completed a lap. He was out at lap 1, turn 4. In terms of the way the Riders' Championship looks coming into this race now, leaving here in Austria, Fabio Quartararo is on 200 points. He has a 32-point lead to Aleix Espargaro, who is on 168. Pepe Bagnaia is on 156. It's now becoming a three-way fight for the title. Can Bagnaia hunt down Quartararo? That's what we're all anticipating. Johan Zarco is 4th on 125. Jack Miller 5th on 123. Anea Bashini is 118. Brad Binder 107. Alex Rins on 92. Jorge Martin 87. Miguel Oliveira has 85, rounding out the top 10. Exactly the same as Maverick Vinales in 11th. Johan Mir, no points today, on 77. Luca Marini is on 69 with a 4th place finish here today. He now moves a point ahead of his teammate Marco Bezzecchi, who's on 68. Marc Marquez still on 60 points and will be returning to the championship hopefully before the end of the season after giving a great update throughout the weekend, and his road to recovery is looking good and he'll be back in the paddock even before he's 100% fit. Takiki Nakagami has 45 points, a couple clear of Paul Espargaro's on 42. Alex Marquez has 29. Franco Morbidelli 26. And there's 23 points for Fabio Di Giannantonio, 11 points for Andrea Dovizioso, getting a point today for 15th. Darren Binder crashed out, he has only 10. Remy Gardner still 9, and Raul Fernandez still has 5. Not a bad race then, up here as we come back up to the main comms box, which is not the camera, that's our map book. So there we go. Everything's going wrong today, it seems.
The cameras just don't want to be there.
No, they don't, do they? Still, that's it then. Let's give you the coverage details. USON on the Mixlr app. The link is in the YouTube chat. I urge you all, take a listen to their NASCAR at the Watkins Glen. Kimi Räikkönen making his debut start in NASCAR as well for the Project 91 car. That is coming up later on tonight with Matthew White, Matt Owens and Seth Evans as well. I'll be hopefully dropping in if I feel up for it as well and acting as a pit reporter. Looking forward to that as well. Next up here on the YouTube channel, Formula 1 returns next week after its summer break. The Belgium Grand Prix, where current weather forecast, guess what? There are severe thunderstorms Saturday and Sunday.
Schedule.
Yeah, someone get Fortunate Son on because it's flashbacks. You don't know, man. You weren't there last year. Anyway, Megan, your thoughts on today's race on MotoGP? What's your overall take from it?
Where's the red?
Yeah, no reds. Clean race, completely.
That's my thought.
What are you expecting in going
And the replays. Where's the red and replays?
Yeah, no reds, no replays. Go on then. I want your pick for the champion. We've got 3. Bagnaia, Quartararo, or Aleix Espargaro. Who's taking the title?
I'm still Team Aleix.
Okay, fair dues, fair dues.
Sticking by my guns. I said at the start of the year I'll be Team Aleix, and I'm going to stick to it.
I'm going for Pepe Bagnaia. I think on the form he's on, he could catch that gap.
Quartararo's already had one.
Yeah.
Just like,
give me someone else. Give me someone else. MotoGP will return in 2 weeks' time, as well as we head to San Marino, the Marco Simoncelli World Circuit as well. We look forward to that race, as always, with the same weekend as the Dutch Grand Prix. Thanks for your company here this weekend. Thanks to you, Megan, as well, for all your inputs here today. We'll be back next week. It's the Belgian Grand Prix for F1, and 2 weeks' time, it's the San Marino Grand Prix at Italy. Make that make sense. See you in 2 weeks. Bye for now.